Hey everyone, so I'm going to be talking, more like drawing some Alex Brady mechanics. I'm going to be talking this time. Let me get this live on Twitter, I guess, or something. I don't feel like doing that at all. So there's going to be chat live Brady. And Twitter. I'm going to put on Alex Brady's Twitter account that there is a live stream chat. Let's see if I can figure this out. Password. Great question, Twitter. Alright, that wasn't it. Alright, is that the username? Okay, well the password must be. I bet it's like a... Okay, whatever, that was the first one I typed in. That was the first one I typed in. Okay, Sophie, thank you. So, if you're not looking, I'm over here in this other screen that I have that I'm working on. And I need to put Alex Brady's chat link. I am Alex Brady. Live streaming. Come chat. And then I'll like have my chat box open. I don't know. I think this one actually might pull someone into the chat room. So I'm actually gonna keep the chat open this time. And let's actually talk, let's build some Alex Brady stuff. So I was talking about, I had to actually sign into Twitch as Alex Brady too. This is ludicrous to me. Let's see. Password. I actually don't know the Twitch password. I figured it out. We have two-factor authentication for Twitch. Alex Brady mechanics is corollary to the mind, not corollary, but I guess part of the mind identity stuff, which is at alexbrady.org. And part of the mind identity stuff kind of looks like diagrams with arrows and squares. Working on that two-factor authentication thing. Alright. Bro, they sent it to my email. Alright, I have to go figure out how to get to this email real quick. And it's part of the mind identity stuff with the arrows and the pointing at everything. Alex Brady mechanics actually like describe something happening in the world. So, at some level, it has to... You know, maybe I'm just actually rewriting. I was going to say that this is different than before, but it's different in shape only. It's going to be the same diagram described a different way, because different people need to hear it differently. Let's see if we can actually get logged into Twitch, maybe. Figured it out. And we're back. This is more of a heuristic, though. I am positive there's actually a scientific formula at play here, or it can be expressed scientifically in such a way that math works on it. Like if you put math numbers into the equation, you'll be able to get things out of it. But instead of math describing distance moved, or in this case, maybe acceleration or something, distance moved. Acceleration achieved, I don't know. It describes miracles, the perception of miracles, and the making of miracles. I feel like perception can be called making. I'm going to put it the other way on. So it describes the making of miracles and the makings of miracles. That's about to make sense in 2 seconds. Great. I'm not sure if these letters are right. Like, if I look at the Mind ID material, the letters are different. M-U-E. But I don't think the letters super matter. Like I said before, it's the same shit, different formulae. Great. I'm going to zoom in on this circle. I'm going to zoom in on that circle, and I'm going to get rid of the grid. Blank slate. And what I want to add is what is in this circle. Because this circle represents something. Yeah, it's a circle, abstract, sure. This baby's in the circle. That's for sure. I'll make it much smaller so that it makes the metaphor work. This baby's in the circle. It has a body. It represents life. It actually represents the beginning of life It represents life, though, and that baby is in the circle. Mm, this screenshot from a book club I was part of is in this circle. You don't need to know who those people are. That was real life, though. I lived that life experience, and I took a screenshot of it as I was living it, and as I'm discussing it now, it's in that circle. Hulk Hogan's in this circle. So far, I'm only bringing up people things. So here's a fourth thing that's in the circle that is comprised of all of the things I have so far. People are in the circle. Great. I'm going to try to find something that's not people. Here's something that's in the circle that maybe you weren't expecting. It's another person for or thing for what it's worth, but Jesus. Jesus is in this circle. And he has a body in this image, but it's kind of hard to talk about what this guy is. Even the phrase guy seems appropriate. It's hard to talk about it without personifying it. But for me, Jesus is more like a concept because these are actual bodies. Obviously, this is an illustration. It represents more of a concept, and that's kind of more what I'm trying to allude to here, is that the concept of Jesus is in the circle. Also the body of Jesus, in that he was born at some point in time into a body. That was also in the circle. But for like this here and now purposes, the concept of Jesus is in a circle. I want to bring over another illustration. Food is in the circle. Food is definitely in that circle. Exercise. It's another body thing, but like the concept of health and exercise being worthwhile, definitely in the circle. I'm not saying they're not worthwhile. Jesus is in this circle, and I think Jesus is very worthwhile. But it is just that these ideas that exist in the world. Well, we're going to actually talk about how that's a world. It's a system of things. Right now, we think it's just valid in itself. But we're gonna be seeing something different. Whatever the heck this is. Let's see what this comes up as. Parking meters in the circle, guys. It's definitely in the circle. Also, reCAPTCHA in the circle. If that's what this is. Bots in the internet in the circle. Gonna hurt some people, but here we go. Memes. Aims are in the circle. I think I need this to be much bigger. I'm tired of zooming in and out. But all these images coming in huge. Let's see. What else is in the circle? Some stuff that we weren't quite thinking about. Color and shape. Listen, see how we're like talking about shape? Like I'm saying the word circle over and over again. Definitely in the circle. I'm gonna do something about politics and then just move on because everything that you've ever heard of up to this point in your life is in this circle. Humanity, maybe I'm gonna scroll. Hopefully you guys are looking at the bottom right and seeing me scroll up and down this window, trying to find things for you. The scope of what everything is, the scope of the universe. What I'm like, the circle is about to represent the universe as we know it. That's about to be the circle. The scope of that is infinite. It's finitely infinite, which is a math term that's actually kind of useful. But as far as the human imagination is concerned, we don't even know what that boundary is. I wonder how many. It would take a lot of humans to be able to like the combined understanding of a lot of humans to understand what's going on. Everywhere in the universe. Like most of this stuff's just stuff we made up anyway. Clothes, that's just some human stuff. Who knows if anybody else does that? What else is in this circle? String theory. I'm gonna say be real explicit about it. This is some image of titled string theory. That's definitely in the circle. It's just a concept humans have. I'm almost done with this list. And math. I guess this is just a funny picture where the word x height made sense for somebody to write at one point. But these are things that are in our consciousness as simply how things are. Like reality contains food, memes, birth, politics, space and exploration, color. Reality contains these things. So that's fine. Let's call this reality. Now let's talk about mechanics, because while we've called this reality for our human reality, alexbrady mechanics says there's a real reality. And I'm probably about to make up a new formula real quick. I definitely R is on this side of the formula because it's reality. And it's more like Okay, well, I'm trying to say that reality. Well, let's just not do that yet, I guess. I don't have the equation. While we've called this reality and have said that it is how life goes, and literally it's the scope of look at what you're experiencing in this moment. It's hard to even see the frame you're looking through, but you're looking through a frame. And this is the frame. Plus a lot more stuff, like your personal family and stuff, very important to you. Your personal history is very important to you. But these are like the things that are going on around you. And everyone essentially agrees is happening. Whatever you call reality, I'm about to say there is a not so subtle force that's producing it. I wonder what the symbol for production is. Mm, symbol for production. I was kind of looking for more of a mathematical or a logical or chemical yields symbol, something like that. Do any of these mean an assembly line might work? Doesn't matter. I'm doing something super general here. I'm just going to say that there's a force. Let's just go with 50. I don't know how that happened. 50. So, life as you know it, call it reality. Saying it's actually on a different plane. It's on a different plane. That was more difficult than I wanted to admit it was, but we got that done. We got that done. Let's see. I guess that's. I don't even think it's right yet. Let's put it in the wrong spot. And hit Z a bunch of times. Here's the thing about this F though. So I'm gonna hit Z a bunch of times, get back to the original F, copy that, put it back to the F laying on the ground, and repaste the original F. Dang, dude. I thought I got the other F. Copy this one. It just ain't gonna happen, I guess. I want I just want the other F. I'm just gonna type the letter F, see what we get. Cool. Yeah, that looks almost right. So right now this arrow, it looked kind of flat, and I want it to look more. I want it to be understood that this is like a more of a 3D space. Even though we call this 3D, we call reality 3D. So I just wrote mechanics. We call reality this circle here. We call this 3D. And Hulk Hogan's, his image is in 2D, but like the man is in 3D. But these mechanics are operating in a different dimensionality. Fuck. Alexbrady mechanics operate in a different dimensionality. Right? So, yeah, I'm modeling it right now and being on some. We're going to find the right word. We're going to look at document properties. We're going to look at see what this grid is called. Axonometric grid. I'm modeling it axonometrically. Orthographic projection. Three-dimensional but without perspective. I'm modeling it axonometrically. Yeah, that was real hard to say. But it's not. Oh, just I'm modeling it like this, but it just looks like 3D. It looks like how we usually model 3D. So I want to make sure that I just do a few different things. So what I'm going to do is make the F stand up tall and have its shadow on the ground. So I'm going to make this purple F like the actual active F. It might not stay purple. It's purple for now for me to distinguish what I'm drawing here. Let's see. Object path. Do another path effects. Perspective. Going to put did I do it? I don't think I clicked it. Alright, here we go. actually not sure if this is doing anything. If I just drag... If I just drag this node... See, what is it doing? Forgiveness, y'all. Maybe F means forgiveness. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing this at all. So I'm just going to get rid of that F. Everything just kind of blew up. I'm hitting delete. It's not going anywhere. The other F stopped being flat. I don't know. Stuff just happens sometimes, y'all. This is a path, 10 nodes. Okay. And this is a text. I'm going to group it and go object to path. Alright, what do you think you are then? You are a group. I'm going to ungroup this. Now it's a path. Color purple. And lower the opacity so I can look through it a little bit. I want to move. Yeah, I do need to put that path transform onto it. So it's a path. I'm going to hit path effects, perspective and envelope. Why did it work last time? I'm not too worried about it. Not too worried about it. Alright, so that's just going to be it. That is... That's the other F right there. So, increase this one's opacity. Decrease this one's opacity. Indicate that it is a shadow. Let's see if I can make something cool in the arrow as well. Yeah, I don't really quite see angles and stuff. So if somebody can come up behind me and make these angles slightly more correct. I'm just gonna make this line a much thinner. I'm actually making it much thinner than 30 even. That was weird. Too many nodes in there? Alright. Cool. And I suppose make that more shadowy. I don't like that at all. Was that supposed to be like that? One of these days we're going to talk about dotted lines too, but today we are doing solid lines only. Opacity though, let's bring it down. And I guess let's unify them. Ugh. Inkscape just be doing stuff. We have 3 objects selected of type path. Path, combine. Great. Bring the opacity down. I can almost see it. Like, I can tell this bottom node isn't right. But where does it go, though? I don't know, something like that. Long story short, here's reality though. This is life as we know it. And given the mind ID stuff that can be found at alexbrady.org, the ontological plane beyond body, with research and shapes and stuff. Given that mind ID stuff, there's just another force that is in some way verbing reality as we know it. Now, what is this verb? What is the verb? What is the verb? I guess that's a great question. Is it create, yields, make, produces, projects? Boy howdy, let's talk about projection. Yeah, what is that verb? Regardless, there's a verb happening here, so I'm just going to put verb. There's some forced verbing at reality. There's another thing happening. And the thing is, if you can start seeing the world that this is happening, if you can start seeing that this force is doing something, like there's something yielding the world as we know it in some way. You've entered a new reality. by definition. You thought one thing was happening. And then you saw that something else was happening instead. I think that's new reality-ish. I'm going to do something as a callback to some old stuff I've written. It's going to be the Algerian lettering, where the Algerian lettering somehow signifies it's in a different space completely than the other shit you were thinking about. I'm actually going to try to give it a shadow. If I go text, nope, filters, shadows. Just give me some shadow. It might be in text though. Is it extensions, text, shadows? Let's see if I can get a good drop shadow with this text. I don't need very much blur at all. I actually want it almost not blurred. Alright, I can only do, I want to do something more along the grid below it, so I'm actually just going to probably pull it out and skew it, then make it blurry or something. I'm going to push it to the bottom, make it just a little bit bigger, turn off snapping, make it just a little bit bigger, and I think I just want to skew it. Thousand ways to do this stuff. Make it black, opacity all of the way down. LOL, and I'm gonna try to make it look slightly like the other ones. So it's just a different way to draw things. I think it's interesting, an interesting look maybe. Like what I'm currently doing with this new reality text has nothing to do with the grid below. Whereas with the diagram, I was trying to follow some type of grid. Anyway, I'm going to get all this stuff. I'm just going to group it, move them around together for a little bit. Put that right there. Make it a little bit bigger. No, it's not really the main course of this image here. Maybe I'll even align it with below where it says reality. Almost align it with that. I'll align the right edges of the black lettering, almost. Like I said, almost. That's good right there. I'm gonna ungroup this, and I hit my arm. And I'm just gonna put a border on this. I haven't put a border on Algerian before. It borders all of it. Cool, let's make it yellow. That's funny. Let's make the instead of red, let's go with crazy purple. I like that. That's pop. That is... I wasn't expecting to like it that much. At all. I thought I was gonna not like it, in fact. Let's move the border down a little bit. Oh my gosh. Could it have been better than that? I am down with that. Alexbrady Mechanics looks ridiculous. Do a little bit of text management here, but I think it says essentially what I wanted to say. Going to make it bold. Good old space, hyphen space, Alex space Brady. Oh, Alexa was there too. I'm going to hit save on that. Looks like we got Alex Brady Mechanics straightened out. I'm going to move the text. I just want to put these... Maybe I group all of the images. I want to get guys centered, so I'm going to get the text and the images. Get them centered. Align and distribute menu, please. But Inkscape has lost its mind. Like, it is just doing it today. And I kind of think I did this wrong a little bit. I want Alex Brady Mechanics to be much bigger. Let's see if I can just take the words right there and make them 45. I can. Alright. And was this a poem? Maybe. Let's try to get these grouped again and aligned, centered. Okay. I'd say that's it, but what I need is the image with the grid. So what I actually have to Google this. How to export with the grid visible. Extensions, render, grid. Maybe I'll do that next time. What I'm going to just do is take a literal ping image of this. I'm not even going to export a ping from the... Right now, this is an SVG. And I'm just going to... I'm going to change the background from this gray color to a white color, just real quick. Just for the sake of this ping I'm going to be making. Is it white? Let's go a little bit darker than that. So not D's, not F's. How about E's? So we get a little bit green too. LOL. No, let's make it a little bit yellow. FCO, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. FCO is a great freaking color. Just gonna tone it down by all of it. We're just gonna tone it almost all the way down. Right there. 97. Right there. No, let's get it. Let's go back in there and get 98. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, click off everything. We're going to get a ping, say cheese. I'm going to pull up, let's put it on Reddit. The login is alexbrady. Let's see. Yep. Ain't nobody know Alex Brady's passwords. I'm gonna make a post called Alex Brady Mechanics. Hashtag ACIM. It is actually an image of the thing I just did. It should be in Alex Brady. Cool. Okay. Share the post on Twitter. I am Alex Brady. Post. Alright, and that should be that should be all of it. I'll see y'all next time. I'm gonna be wrapping everything up. Yeah, Reddit post. Cool image. Got all this text. I did go space dash I am Alex Brady. Said something different right then, so I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. I am Alex Brady. Alex Brady Mechanics is the name of it. Up that somewhere, and some more stuff that's in that circle. I'll see you next time.